So I watched Nosferatu the other day, the creepy bald vampire who looks like a moldy raisin with teeth. Yeah, that guy. And I have one question. Were people rooting for him? Because last I checked, this man literally wiped out an entire village because a woman wouldn't sleep with him. Excuse me, are we okay? Like, make it make sense. I thought I was signing up for a classic horror movie, not Twilight, but if Edward was 800 and smelled like grave dirt. But then I realized something. Maybe it's not Nosferatu that's the problem. Maybe it's us. Because apparently we've always loved a good toxic romance. I mean, we made Chuck and Blair couple goals. We rooted for Joe from You. And don't even get me started on Anakin. Why do we keep falling for the men who literally say, I could kill you? And we go, but would you? He would. He definitely would. And this obsession doesn't stop at movies. No. We turn toxic love into real life entertainment. Netflix releases a new dating show every 5 minutes. Love is Blind, Too Hot to Handle, Married at First Sight, Divorced by the Weekend, Emotionally Unavailable in Paradise. Sometimes they even use the same cast so we can see the same people spiral between not only toxic partners but different locations. We're like, yes, please, I'll take more strangers crying in a villa about commitment issues. We know love is not blind. We've watched several seasons in different languages and accents for proof. And yet we click. Next episode, like addicts. And let's talk about the fantasy book world for a second. The Romantasy pipeline has us in a chokehold. We've gone from I'll destroy your kingdom to I'll die for you in 3 chapters, and we eat it up every single time. Like, he kidnapped you, threatened your family, burned down your village, but suddenly is hot and yearning and calls you little dove. So it's fine. No therapy needed. Just vibes and trauma bonding. Don't get me wrong, I love a good enemies to lovers story. I mean, check my channel. But sometimes it's not slow burn, it's just arson. We don't want healthy relationships in fiction. We want pain with chemistry. We say we want communication, but if they actually talk things out, the book would be over in 20 pages. So instead, we'll take centuries of emotional repression and a sword fight that's definitely just for play. I think we're just addicted to drama, the tension, the chaos, the will they, won't they, the emotional roller coaster that we can safely experience from our couch. Real life is boring. Bills, emails, laundry, So we watch people emotionally self-destruct on your Kindle and call it love. It's like emotional junk food. It gives us the rush without the risk. Until suddenly we're dating our own little Nosferatu, wondering why everything feels like a horror movie. Look, I'm not saying we should all become love cynics, but maybe, just maybe, we can stop romanticizing pain. Because love shouldn't feel like surviving an apocalypse or fighting a vampire. It should feel safe. I know we all grew up hearing about the butterflies, but as Halsey once said, that's your body actually telling you something is wrong. Love is supposed to be comfortable, not putting you on edge every time he doesn't text you and you spiral thinking he's with someone else. When you're in a healthy relationship, you start worrying he didn't answer because he's on a car crash. But that's for another video. Here's the thing, I don't actually think loving these stories makes us dumb or delusional. We know The Cruel Prince isn't a relationship manual. We know nobody's supposed to fall in love with their stalker. Duh. We just forget that sometimes because the lines between fantasy and reality have gotten blurry. We read about these enemies to lovers dynamics or watch chaotic couples on TV, and suddenly real relationships start to feel flat. Like if there's no pain, no mystery, no trauma, is it even love? But here's the truth. Love in real life is supposed to be boring sometimes. It's supposed to feel safe and kind and like you can take a deep breath. It's not supposed to feel like you're constantly one argument away from a monologue with thunder in the background. Girl, you don't need a redemption arc. You need boundaries. Books and movies give us fantasy, drama, magic, chaos, and forbidden love, because we'd never survive that off screen. You don't want to date the villain, you just want to read about him from the safety of your couch. So keep your fictional man with wings, shadows, tails, and trauma where they belong, on your bookshelf, not your contact list. Enjoy the fantasy, but don't mistake it for love. I'll see you soon. Bye!